gentlemen, it's my great pleasure to introduce Joan and Joan Cusack.
Salt Lake.
So before we start, I need to let you know, are you guys freaking out like I am right now? Here at Salt Lake, we pride ourselves on being a family-friendly con, and it's so great to see a family that loves to be with each other constantly.
Yes.
And in fact, I think I can speak for everybody here, because that's my job for the moment, is that I feel like you're like our distant cousins.
We're all cousins.
Yeah, no, but I mean, it's one of these things where there's some people who have a childhood. No, you were in my childhood, but you guys are not in our childhood. You grew up with us, and we grew up with you. When you were a teenager, I was a teenager. You guys are slightly older. You're about the same age as my brother, John. So it was like watching my older brother, who I actually kind of liked.
Yeah, my thing is like, if you think of your yearbook photo, I had one of those, you know, but they were like a film. So everything either good or dumb I did for about 10 years of my life, from 15 to 25, was usually on film. So it's like a yearbook photo, just an extended sort of GIF. What do they call those things?
Yep. But then as you got into more adult roles, we became adults. So we got to see you become...
You became an adult.
Well... tell you how old, yeah, physically. So, because you guys span so many demographics, because I told my mother I was talking to you guys, and she was like...
How's your mom?
My mom is great, she's 71, and she's like, I love Runaway Jury. I can't wait. And she loves this...
not Runaway Bride?
I was going to say... She was gonna, and the sequel.
They get the Joan and John.
Yeah,
she was talking about Joan.
No, it was the sequel of Runaway Jury, which is Runaway Bride.
That's true.
They fell in love in the courthouse. So let's talk about it, Joan. Let me start with you. I first fell in love with you.
Oh, go on.
I liked you a lot, but I fell in love with you in Working Girl. And it's cemented, it's where you can do no wrong in my eyes, in In and Out. So you play these such diverse, and I say this with love, wacky characters. Are you an actor from the inside out, or do you get the costumes and the hair, like you had that big fin? I thought you were a shark in Working Girl.
Right.
Do you work that way, inside out or outside in?
I mean, definitely Inside Out.
Which was another film.
In and Out.
Inside Out was another film.
Wasn't that one of your films?
No, it wasn't.
It was
Kevin Kline.
In and Out.
In and Out.
In and Out.
Yeah. Hey,
She's an In and Out
What's-
burger.
Oh.
What's the Pixar one? Is that Inside Out?
Yes.
Oh, there is an Inside Out.
All right.
Yeah. Anyway.
But I digress.
So do you like, because you're so diverse with it, you just like...
You know what, in the beginning, it's just all terrifying. Because you're young, and you're on a movie set, and you're just trying to stand in the right spot and figure it out. And, you know, if you're lucky enough to have Mike Nichols or any great director, you know if you fall, he'll pick you up. But it's just, you're just instinct is really what it is. It's only later, like now I feel like, oh, I know how to do it. Oh, I know how to do that. I can do that. But in the beginning, it's just like, and you're like, what? What do I do?
And John, I first fell in love with you. It must have been in the early to mid 80s when you did I would call a trifecta of great teen comedies. And I would put you on the Mount Rushmore of teen comedies, you, Michael J. Fox, and Matthew Broderick. No, absolutely. So what's it like being a teenager or in the early 20s and having that leading man success?
It was strange. It was like a really weird, lucky time. I mean, I think I was just in Chicago, and I was doing theater, and they started to make movies about teenagers. And then they came and made 2 or 3 of them in Chicago, and I happened to be in Chicago, so it was just a lot of luck, I think. But it was better than going to like junior year in high school. Well, I was happy, you know, I thought I didn't have to go to high school, and I went to a movie set, and then I kept thinking someone would throw a net over me and make me go back, but they didn't. Yet. But the night's young.
And we're going to throw it out to the audience because they're graciously taking questions. Sure. And I know this is not about me, despite the fact that inside I'm going, ah! And so I'm really excited to be here, but I want everyone to get as many questions as possible. So, she's playing to your favorites already.
Specifically for you guys, of the best days of your life, how good was it when the Cubs won the World Series last year?
It was really, 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 really great. Not a top like 1, 2, you know, of things that are like still fun, you know. I mean, like, I don't know how to explain it, but in Cleveland in Game 7, when Chapman gave up the home run, and then the heavens burst open, and there was a rain delay. It was like Moby Dick or something. I just thought, it cannot continue. It cannot. And it became like Richard Burton screaming to God or something. It was very interesting and psychedelic experience. Fantastic.
As a lifelong Red Sox fan,
You know.
I know, but that's because you got Theo Epstein.
Yeah, he's
need to put
got
him in the
that hue around him, man. He just is the curse buster.
He should be in the Hall of Fame like yesterday.
I think he will be.
I think he will. Next up.
Hi.
Hi.
I loved you both in Grosse Point Blank. I wondered if you look for opportunities regularly to work together, or if you have an upcoming project together, because we love you together.
We're always trying to find some way to jerry-rig something we can finagle into something else. But he's got a couple things
I got
going.
one thing. Would you guys want to see her play the Queen of England?
Yes. 1,000 times yes.
In like 1840. I'm trying to get that one going.
Hi.
Uh-oh, she's reading a question, so this is going to be real good.
This is for Joan. How did you prepare for the role of Sheila for Shameless?
There's no preparation for that role. All I did was look for dignity. It was a constant search for dignity.
Did you find any?
I kept looking, I will say that. I kept looking.
So it was kind
Every
of
day, every script I read, I looked for dignity.
It's like a quantum thing, like the Schrodinger's cat. Like if you look for it, it's not there, and you just keep looking.
It's not there.
But
It's
the
not
pursuit.
there. You keep looking for it.
Not the
That's what I
destination.
did.
That's what you did.
It's not the destination, it's the journey, right?
That's correct.
I feel like Lipton all of a sudden. Go ahead.
Since I'm not allowed to ask you out for drinks, John, I was wondering if, what is your go-to drink when you go out?
Don't drink it, John. Don't drink it. She's going to slip something in it, I can tell you right now.
No, well, if you go out in Utah, is it still near beer? It's 2.5, right? So, when I was skiing here, I was looking for a real beer.
We have a beer bar downtown. They have a whole great collection of imports and domestic, and we have local breweries that are super awesome. Recommend it.
Thank you.
Wow, awesome. And you have a shirt that says puppies. That's awesome.
Hi, this question
question is for John. So, when 1408 came out, there were multiple different endings. If you can remember them, did you have a preference for your favorite ending?
I like the one that we used in the movie, because that's what we decided, but then they decided they could actually, I guess, sell more DVDs by using the ones we didn't use, but that's kind of the way it works. But I like the one we chose. I thought the ending where he hears a voice on the tape recorder was kind of the coolest one.
Did you have one you liked?
No, that's my favorite too.
That was the one we used. See, we were right.
It was serendipity.
There it is.
Chris is not the only one with dad jokes. I've got some dad jokes too.
Are you a dad?
No, I'm not. But I have a bunch of jokes. Go ahead.
Hello, my mom's a huge fan of yours, and unfortunately she couldn't be here today, but she wanted me to ask both of you, what favorite character have you played, like you enjoyed the most throughout your entire careers?
Well, I'm gonna have to say mom. It's kind of dumb and queer, but I do feel like being a mom is hard work. And a lot of times it's like you're just making it up as you go along. And, you know, you kind of like look to other moms, and it does feel like a character you have to like put on and get right and do stuff, and you know what I'm saying? But that's kind of a queer answer, not really the answer you're looking for. So do you have one, and I'll keep thinking.
Let me think. I like. I feel it's like baseball, like where you like 3 out of 10. If you might fail 7 out of 10 times, but if you hit one right 3 out of 10, you're batting 300. So I have a bunch of them like that I liked, and I like doing the stuff that I got to was a writer and producer on. That was really fun.
So in Adam's Family, you play the Fester's crazy girlfriend. It's one of my favorite
He's here.
movies. He was here. That's why it's kind of funny because they're back to back. But how was the chemistry between you and Christopher Lloyd, and how fun was it to play that role?
Well, it was fun for a lot of reasons, but one of them was because there wasn't that much GCI, you know, they weren't like computer animated things back then, so they just had these intense sets that were really those places. And it was just so cool because they built them all, and it was in Warner Brothers, and you walk through those sound stages and be like, oh my God, they also shot Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf here too. But then there would be this crazy, you know, weird graveyard, and it was just nuts. And every day it was like they had different sound stages that were all full of these cool, magical art pieces to me. But I don't know, have you met him? He's so sweet. Oh my God, he's so sweet, but he's quiet. So I was like, well, he's just a quiet guy. So great, so sweet, but I feel like, you know, I was kind of crazy, so I don't know if I was a little overwhelming, or the whole thing was kind of overwhelming. But he's amazing, he's just so sweet.
He was just on stage just a second ago.
Wow, see?
Next.
Hi, my name is Alethea, and I grew up loving your movies. One of my favorite movies was Journey of Natty Gann, and I just want to know. I love it.
That movie's got to be older than you.
It's only 2 years older than me. I'm sorry, no, I'm 2 years older than it. Sorry.
You're 2 years older than me?
Yeah. So I was born in '83. It was in '85, right?
I don't remember. I
just looked it up and like, I don't remember when you started your career, but I would just love to hear if you have both of you, your first movies, what you love about them, and your experiences that you can remember.
Yeah, well, that was easy for me because I was a sophomore in high school, and I got to go on a movie set in the middle of winter, and Jacqueline Bisset was on the movie set. And I was, instead of being a sophomore in high school, like in study class, I was like just staring at Jacqueline Bisset, thinking, how happened? How did this happen? So I was pretty happy. That was a pretty wild, fun experience.
And I did My Bodyguard.
That's the biggest My Bodyguard fan in the world. Right there.
Yes! Thank you! So funny. And I was like just an extra in it. And then they said, you know what? We'd like to give you a line. I was like, what? So it was also like really exciting. And then they said, you know what? If you want, for this next scene, why don't you go to a little store and get an outfit to wear? And so I went in Evanston, because we grew up in Evanston, to Betty's of Winnetka. It was so cool. And I got...
Which is not that cool.
It was so cool. And I got purple corduroy Gloria Vanderbilt pants. And I was like, oh my God, what's happening? And I was on this set and I had my Gloria Vanderbilt pants on. And I was like, someone gave me a line. Wow, this is all happening right now. Even though actually I was playing the ugly girl. And then they like threw ketchup and mustard at me at some point. But it was fine. I still was wearing my Gloria Vanderbilt. Stuff like that.
Joan, you have never played an ugly girl.
Oh.
Ever.
A girl with character.
So our next person?
Okay, my question for both of you is, if you could choose which type of superhero you would become, or what type of superpower you would have, what would you pick?
I would like fall into the wizardry, like the intuitive, super mental wizardry brain center of being able to read the past, the future, the present, and the weaving in of space and time, and go forward and backward and then sideways, and then I would just come right to the area and I'd be like Gandalf, you shall not pass. I wouldn't swear, because I'm better than that, and I just have it all right there, and I'd be a wizard.
John Dolph the Black.
Yeah. But younger.
Yeah, the Black. You're not gray.
With the youthful.
You're not gray yet.
Youthful
That's the
spirit.
Black.
And I was just thinking I would have total self-awareness, so I had complete clarity at all times.
That's not a superpower, is it?
I think, I mean, I don't have it.
It's called a coma.
That's right.
No, that's not a coma. That's you're awake. You're totally awake.
Yeah.
You're aware. You're not a coma is you're asleep. Awake.
I guess there's different comas.
All right.
We'll agree to disagree.
All right.
A caffeinated superhero. Always awake.
Any idea if we'll ever see Sheila again?
Well,
If Showtime paid. I didn't say that.
I have one son who's still in high school, so I'm trying to be a good mom. My role, my most important role.
She's an awesome mom, too.
He's a good uncle, but we digress. So and he goes to college next year. So if the show's still running after next year, I could go. Yeah, thanks for asking about that, though.
Joan, I loved Jesse. Great performance in that. John, I will say my favorite movie, Better Off Dead. Like one of my favorites.
What do you think about that movie?
It's so hilarious. Like all my buddies would watch it and just be like, oh, that's awesome. So yes, oh my $2. That being said,
You've never heard that before, John, right?
No.
Yes.
Yeah.
That
You
being
had
said,
$2 for every time you heard that.
I'm sure there's a lot of things behind the scenes, something funny, like give us some juice about the movie, maybe something that you thought of, or I don't know, like something that went on in the movie. I'd like to know some history.
I can tell you something.
Yeah.
I wasn't there. Do you have one?
Well, I know that when we were doing the skiing stuff, we shot in Utah here. Snowbird and Alta, and it was still at a time where like the insurance companies didn't like understand that actors are insane. So we'd be filming and then we would just go bomb around the mountains all day, and we were just bombing around, and in retrospect it was really crazy and fun, but I just love being in Utah.
Did you and Jack Black ever like prank each other on the set of School of Rock?
Are you a pranker?
I'm not really a pranker. I get worried. Hurt their feelings. That
Did Jack Black ever do it?
you know what? He was pretty quiet. Actually, he's kind of quiet.
Seems like they're professional. It's weird. Yeah, it's not strange. This lovely lady with the red hair.
Hi, I have a question for both of you, John and John. I was just wondering which character, or what characters, or one in particular was very special for you to take on, or became a very special character to you in the process of playing them?
Well, lately, I got one good look at the basket, and I got to play Brian Wilson. And he's like a very fantastic creature, and you know, and he and his wife are still with us, and like, you know, it was really important to them. So being able to go into his music and meet him and be there for him, and then see him be happy with the movie was really satisfying, because you know, it's his life. And so if he feels that we did him proud, then that felt really nice.
Wasn't he so good?
He was fantastic.
Also Paul Dano, the whole thing, everybody tried to do Brian and Melinda right, so, and I think they felt like we did, so that was pretty cool.
It was good. Did you and Paul Dano share notes beforehand, or did you guys just do your own things?
No, you know, it was interesting. We just decided, and the director made the choice that we wouldn't compare notes. We would just do takes. Each have a specific take, but the beautiful thing about it is when I talked to Paul, you know, a little bit during the middle of it, we both found our entry into the Smile Sessions box set, which was the music when he sort of, you know, started a rough period in his life, and it was his masterpiece that he couldn't finish. So we both used that music as our entry point. Like we were both obsessed with the Smile Sessions box set. And so when I heard that, I thought, okay, this is going to work out. Because I knew we were in the same headspace.
Hi, so this is for both of you. So, which character?
How old are you, young woman?
I'm 10.
You are 10 years old.
Awesome.
You look awesome.
Thank you. But which characters do you most resemble in real life, and why?
I resemble the cartoon characters, I think, most. Yeah.
I'd say that too. I feel like I am like Jessie. You're just like, princess, and just try to do the right thing.
Occasionally too loud.
Yeah, too loud. Too loud.
Never too loud. Never too loud.
Thank you.
Hi, this question is for Joan. Big fan of you, first of all, but I've been a fan of Series of Unfortunate Events for probably like 15 years, and loved your role as Justice Strauss. I know in the books you're set to come back in book 12, but they've been sort of like expanding the backstory, so wondered if you could tell us if you're coming sooner than that, maybe.
I think I'm supposed to come back for the 3rd season, so I don't know if they're changing it much from there, but I think the next season starts in January, right? So, yeah.
I saw I was on Twitter and some Twitter troll said, "Hey, John Cusack," and they posted this picture and it said, "Cast Joan Cusack more." And I was like, "Yeah, man." They should cast her all the time, but you got to do Lemony Snickets again. Shameless. So you think she should be in more TV shows and movies?
So once
You're
again,
a captive audience.
so once again, that's hashtag. Wow, that one really goes for a while. You're really good with the feedback too. All right. So hashtag cast Joan Cusack more.
Yeah, I saw
Hashtag
there's a T-shirt.
17.
I saw a T-shirt but I thought that it was the dumbest troll I've ever seen.
It was the most supportive troll.
You're telling me to cast my sister more, and you think that's going to make me mad? I was like, yeah, cast her more.
They forget how much you love each other.
Yeah,
sir.
All right, big fan. My name's Donovan. Big fan of both of you. My question for you, John. Between your dramatic and your comedic roles, which do you prefer most?
Whatever's good, if it works out and it's good, then it all has its own groove. It's certainly nice to be doing a comedy where you're just making yourself laugh a lot. But I sort of like doing all sorts of things if I can.
When you were younger and you were in the comedies more, did you make a concerted effort to get into more dramas, or did you just whatever came that was good?
Yeah, well, when you're young, you also want to be taken seriously, so you want to do drama so you can be taken very seriously.
You were really good in the Garden of Good and Evil with Space Odyssey. I like that movie. You really do.
That was nice. Yeah, that was a nice movie. But I was older then. I'm talking about when you're a teenager. Yeah, you want to do something.
I'm like you. I can't remember ages either.
But you managed to sneak it in good places. I don't want to sell anything or buy anything. That was all him.
Still don't.
Sir.
Take off your hat!
Thank you, sir.
I'm not good with orders.
No, take off your hat.
Please!
Okay, there you go.
Him take off his hat?
Yeah.
No, you!
No, that's enough, guys. That's enough. Let's get to the people.
So during my teenage years, you guys literally were my favorite actors in most of the movies I watched. Rob Gordon, High Fidelity. I was really drawn to that character, and that role specifically got me into acting. And
right on.
Debbie in Addams Family Values defined style and fashion and just badassery for me. I'm wondering, John, what is your favorite role that you've seen Joan in? And Joan, what is your favorite role that you've seen John in?
That's a good one. I would say she's always good in everything. Seriously, I think that's true.
Right back at you.
But doesn't work. What was the one you did with Marshall Brickman when you were younger was super cool.
Men Don't Leave.
Men Don't Leave, and also her character in Toys. Super wild. And then all the
I was
stuff.
going to say Max. Did you see him in Max?
That's a weird one, but I think she's always. And then we stuff we did together and
The Raven. Did you see that one? So weird and good.
In and Out. It's awesome.
Grifters, so good. Of course, High Fidelity.
Yeah, but
Thank you.
I basically just read her IMDb page. I didn't give you a good answer.
Oh, John and
Hello,
Joan.
sir.
Hi, John and Joan Cusack. Hog my hooter.
I didn't quite catch that one.
Hog my hooter.
Hog my hoot. All right.
But,
Did I say that in the movie?
All right. Not to mention that movie.
All right.
But you two have been in two of my favorite movies, Toys and Better Off Dead. I was just wondering, what are your favorite moments from Toys and Better Off Dead?
Toys, I remember, they let me say this line that I made up, and I was really excited about it. And we were like, it was so cool because we were like on these, again, crazy sets where there was like a swan coming down, and I was like, and it really was a swan bed, and the top came down, and were really luscious sheets in there, and I was like, what world is this? It's so nuts. It was so cool. But, wait, what was I going to say? Oh yeah, so the line was, you come up to a stop sign, and LL Cool J, which was just nuts, sitting next to me, who smelled really good, said, what does red mean? And I said, well, red means stop unless it's bouillon, and in that case, it's beef. and they kept it in. I was so excited.
I think when in Better Off Dead, when I was thrown into a garbage truck, and a friend who was my agent at the time, his partner Stephen Williams, said, "It's a real shame when people are throwing away a perfectly good white boy like that." So I thought that was going to be good.
Well, unfortunately, we have time for one more question. And you, sir, have all the pressure in the world, because if you don't have a good one, I have to come up with one. So go ahead. What's your name?
My name is Julian.
Julian, the pressure is on.
Yes. Well, I'm here because my wife and I, we love both of you.
Thank you, sir.
Anytime, John, you come out in a movie, we go see it specifically for that reason. She's actually too nervous to come and actually talk to you, so I figured I'd embarrass her right now. Her name is Marisol.
Hello, Marisol. Let's give her a round of applause, please. Marisol. It's about Marisol. Marisol.
You just made her whole life.
Marisol.
My question is, why did we never see you, John, in Shameless? And if you guys ever do go back, will you ever make a guest appearance?
You know, it's a weird thing because in order to be on a show, someone actually has to ask you to be on it. So a lot of people think I can just be like, hey, I'd like to be on that show. Where's that? I'll walk on and just start working. The producers have to ask you, otherwise you just, you're literally just, trespassing. You have to factor that into your thinking. Well, I was never asked.
Although we did come up with a good thing with you and Chris Chelios being in one of the bars. Remember that idea? That I was going to tell John.
We never did that.
No, we didn't.
See? It's tricky.
Well, on behalf of Marisol,
Marisol.
the great state of Utah, everyone here in Salt Lake,